Hello and welcome back to my channel. My name is Gerald Lewis. I'm a fishing captain and a coach for a high school fishing team here in Kentucky. Today's video I'm going to go over the way I teach the students when I have them in the boat if I'm training them. And the way I've taught the students is to look at fishing like going out to eat or going to a restaurant. And let's focus on the fish that way. So by describing that, I'm going to show you some different baits that I use, and when I present them to the kids, what I describe them as. So we're going to start out with French fries. So I'm going to place the baits here, and he's going to zoom in on them for you. This is a grub. And a lizard. These are small. These are all small baits. Centipede. Medium-sized swim bait, the tiny swim bait, dead ringer worm, and then another grub for presentation because it's got more bright color to it. This is what I described to the kids. I said, look at it as eating French fries. And just about every day somebody wants to eat French fries. So when I describe fishing to the kids, that's how I approach it. And so they get that, then they understand what the concept is about fishing now. And you can use other baits like small spoons and that type of thing to be a French fry. Now let's go on to little, I'm gonna move these baits out of the way. And we're gonna look at cheeseburgers. Now these would be cheeseburgers. Now I think you get the idea where I'm going. This is something that most fish are going to want to hit, these worms and different. You got to find out which style they like the best. But the kids understood then, as I was telling them, this would be a cheeseburger. And so they started to understand the concept of the fishing the way I was describing it to them. Now we're going to keep looking at cheeseburgers, but the ideal behind it. And when I display the baits to them, they finally understand what I'm talking about. So I wanted to present it for you all to look at and see how I'm teaching the kids. This is also what I would consider in the cheeseburger line. These baits here. Just about anybody wants to eat a cheeseburger every once in a while, if you like that type of food. So I put these in the same category, same class. And you know, you got top water, you got jerk baits, and this is a jerk bait, but it sinks down to 15 feet. So that puts us in the mindset. Okay, today fish are hitting. They're wanting cheeseburgers like we'd be wanting a cheeseburger. So that really helps the kids understand where I'm coming from, and it really teaches them how to focus on fishing better. This is also baits that I consider to be in the cheeseburger line, is this type of bait. And what you're looking at is colors. Like when we go to a restaurant, we focus on the color of the display. And fish are not much different. They like certain colors and certain color water, and you gotta see what the water is presenting for you that day and which color you need to use and the time of year and all that. So I'm gonna move these out of the way. Now we're gonna go high end, and by that I mean it's time for a steak dinner. So here's where we're gonna go to the jigs for the big. This is a Bronco bug, the big trailers. Now you can see what I'm talking about now. This is what I consider the steak line. And there's different steaks. You got ribeye, sirloin, and you get the ideal. So the bigger the bait, the more expensive the steak. So not everybody's going to want to eat a steak every day, and so fish are the same way. The fish at times will hit these really good, but there's times they just won't touch them. And so when I can't get them to touch these baits, I lean toward the cheeseburger. If they don't touch that, then I go toward the French fries. And so I wanted to present the video that way today. And I'm going to show you another few more baits that I use to present with the kids with. This being the French fry. This is a drop shot worm made by Power Bait. We use this a lot. And trust me, the kids, when I first started teaching them to use this, they hated it because they loved to power fish. But on days when they had a high blue sky or we had a east wind, something like that, I would fix them up with a drop shot, drop it 30 or 40 feet. I'd take the boat and idle around and look to see where the bait fish were located, where the fish was located, and have them to drop this bait 5 to 10 foot above the fish and sit and hold the rod still and let the waves bounce up and down. And by doing that, that makes this worm move and fluctuate, and the fish would slowly come up and get it. Now I tell them not to set the hook. What I'd tell them to do is the fish would start pulling on the hook and they'd feel it load up, and as they feel it load up, just simply lift your rod. You don't jerk on it. You lift it and you slowly reel, and it automatically hooks the fish because they've got it in their mouth. I consider these are Kitex, and these are little bitty bait that I fish with quite a bit, and as you can see, they're fairly small, and I consider these like mini cheeseburgers. So the kids, and I do this for the kids because they get the idea when you're talking about food. They really focus on that, so they get the idea what I mean. And when I'm fishing with a kid or training them, I say it's French fry time. They know automatically where we're going to go. If it's mini cheeseburger time, what size bait we're going to use. If it's cheeseburger time, you get the idea. And so it helps the kids understand fishing better. And believe it or not, it's actually helped a lot of men I fished with. They'd look at me when I tell them that. I'd say, let's go to the restaurant and we'll figure out what they're wanting to eat today. And they give me that weird look, and then all at once, when we get on the bite, then they understood it. So I'm hoping that helps you out. Please like and subscribe if you will. And there'll be future videos. I'm going to go over specific baits at times. If you've went back and looked at any of my videos, you understand that. And I'm going to be more technique specific as we go along. But I just want to give you a generalization of how I teach the kids when we're in the boat. And I've also worked with adults as well, including my dad. My dad's 87, I'm 64. I tell him it's cheeseburger time. He knows we're probably going to be spinnerbaiting or topwater plug or something like that. Or if I tell him it's French fry time, he knows we're going to go little baits. And when I say it's steak, he knows we're going to go with his jig. I appreciate you again. Thanks for watching. Have a good day.